Stop scrolling for a second. Take a slow, deep breath. Now ask yourself, is what you're experiencing right now truly real? The sound of my voice, the feeling of your body sinking gently into rest, the soft hum of your surroundings. How do you know that any of this is real? Or are you, right at this moment, caught in a grand cosmic dream? Centuries ago, a philosopher named Abu Hamid Al-Ghazali asked this very question. He wasn't a mere dreamer or mystic. He was one of the most brilliant minds of the Islamic Golden Age. Yet one night, as he stared into the stillness of his thoughts, he realized something terrifying. He could no longer be certain that anything he perceived, not his senses, not his intellect, not even his own identity, was real. Al-Ghazali's challenge wasn't just a philosophical exercise. It was a radical confrontation with the deepest question a human being can face. How do I know that I am not dreaming right now? Are you ready to confront that possibility? If you are, then let your mind rest softly upon this question, and together we'll drift into the space where thought dissolves into reflection, and where the line between dream and reality begins to blur. The illusion of certainty. What if everything you've ever known, seen, or felt was nothing more than a magnificent illusion? Your childhood memories, the people you love, even the world that feels so solid beneath your feet. What if all of it was merely a projection of consciousness, a shadow on the wall of your own mind? This is where Al-Ghazali's radical skepticism begins. He realized that our senses, the very tools we use to define reality, are deeply unreliable. We see the sun move across the sky, yet we know from reason that it is the earth that moves. We taste sweetness, but in illness, the same food turns bitter. Our eyes show us the stars as small and distant points of light. Yet we know they are vast spheres of fire, greater than our world itself. If our senses deceive us so easily, how can we trust them to reveal what is real? Al-Ghazali didn't stop there. He turned his doubt inward, toward his intellect, his reason, his knowledge. What if even logic and thought could be as deceptive as dreams? What if the very act of thinking, of believing we know something, was built upon layers of unseen error? He stripped everything away, the world, the senses, even his mind, until he stood in a void of uncertainty, alone with the haunting possibility that nothing he believed in was certain. Centuries later, scientists and philosophers would call this simulation theory. They would speak of a world that might be nothing more than a coded illusion, a vast and intricate program designed by an intelligence far beyond our comprehension. But Al-Ghazali, he had already been there. He had already walked that trembling edge between being and non-being, between knowledge and illusion. And he dared to ask if the waking world might be an illusion. What separates it from the world of dreams? Ghazali's dream argument. Close your eyes for a moment. Feel the quiet hum beneath your awareness. Remember the last dream you had, one that felt vivid, alive, almost real. In that dream, perhaps you spoke, walked, touched, felt, and for that moment, you believed it was real. Al-Ghazali observed that dreams are not chaotic. They have coherence, structure, emotion, and depth. When we are dreaming, we do not know we are dreaming. We believe entirely that we are awake. But when we awaken, the dream dissolves, and we realize it was all illusion. Now, Al-Ghazali asked, what if this waking life is also a dream, and death, or enlightenment, or awakening itself, is the moment we realize it? The implication is profound. If dreams feel real while we dream them, then feeling real cannot be proof that something is real. He had dismantled the final layer of certainty. Even waking consciousness, that precious, fragile sense of being awake, could be just another dream. So he fell into silence. The kind of silence that comes when the mind meets something too vast to understand. And in that silence, he waited, not for answers, but for something beyond thought to reveal itself. The awakening, a divine source. When all certainty vanished, Al-Ghazali realized that the only thing that could guarantee truth, the only foundation that could not be doubted, was not the human mind, but a divine source. It was not logic that restored his faith, nor the senses that reclaimed his trust in reality. It was a direct insight, a moment of illumination in which he felt that truth, the very existence of reality, was sustained by something infinite, unchanging, and pure. To Al-Ghazali, this divine source was not a distant deity, but the very ground of being itself, the eternal consciousness in which all experience arises and dissolves. Just as a dream exists within the mind of the dreamer, he saw that the entire universe might exist within the mind of the divine. We are not separate from that consciousness, he said. We are its expressions, waves upon the ocean of being, and in that realization, the nightmare of doubt transformed into a revelation of wonder. If reality is a dream, then it is not a meaningless dream. It is a dream held within the infinite compassion and intelligence of a divine dreamer. You, right now, listening, breathing, feeling, are not lost in illusion. You are the dream of God, awakening to itself. Perception, consciousness, and Al-Ghazali. Let's linger here for a moment, in this space between thought and sleep. What does it mean to perceive? When you see, when you hear, when you touch, what is it that actually experiences those sensations. Al-Ghazali realized that perception is not happening out there. It is happening within consciousness. The colors, the sounds, the forms you perceive, they arise like ripples within the mind's awareness. They have no existence apart from the consciousness that perceives them. In that way, reality is not external. It is experiential. It is not made of matter, but of awareness itself. This insight brings us close to what modern science is only beginning to glimpse. Neuroscientists now tell us that we never truly experience the external world, only the brain's internal interpretation of it. Quantum physicists suggest that matter, at its core, is not solid at all, but a dance of probabilities that depend on observation itself. It's as if the universe only becomes real when it is observed, as if consciousness and existence are two sides of the same coin. Al-Ghazali intuited this 1,000 years ago. He saw that our individual consciousness, our private stream of awareness, might be but a small ripple in a boundless ocean of universal mind. And perhaps that's what it means to awaken spiritually, to realize that the dreamer and the dream are not two, but one. The one consciousness gazing through countless eyes, living through countless forms, experiencing itself through the endless variety of creation. Is reality a cosmic dream? The enduring question. So, here we are again. You resting in quiet reflection. And this gentle voice drifting through the air like a lullaby of thought. You've journeyed with Al-Ghazali from doubt to dissolution, from illusion to divine awakening. You've seen how the senses can deceive, how reason can falter, and how even waking life may be no more real than the dreams we dream at night. But you've also glimpsed something deeper, the possibility that beneath all illusion there lies a single radiant truth, that all things are one in consciousness. Maybe, just maybe, reality is a cosmic dream, a dream dreamt by the divine, through which it experiences its own infinity. In that light, your life is not a mistake. Your struggles, your joys, your losses, they are all scenes in the unfolding story of awakening. You are not trapped in illusion. You are participating in a sacred play, the play of consciousness awakening to itself, moment by moment, breath by breath. So, as you close your eyes tonight, as you drift gently toward sleep, remember this: the world of your dreams will feel just as real as this one. But perhaps both dreams arise from the same source, the silent, infinite awareness that you truly are. And maybe the real awakening is not when we open our eyes in the morning, but when we realize that all states, waking, dreaming, sleeping, exist within the same vast field of consciousness. So, let go. Breathe softly. Let the boundaries of thought dissolve like mist in morning light. You are safe here. You are home in the heart of awareness itself. And as your body relaxes, as the rhythm of your breath slows, you may begin to feel a quiet truth whispering at the edge of your mind. You are the dreamer and the dream. You are the witness and the witnessed. You are the stillness behind all motion, the silence beneath all sound. And when you awaken, whether in this world or the next, you will find that nothing was ever truly lost. The dream continues, endlessly unfolding within the infinite mind of the one who dreams all things. Al-Ghazali's challenge was never meant to frighten, but to awaken, to shake us from the dull trance of certainty and open our eyes to the mystery shimmering behind every moment. The truth, he discovered, still whispers through the centuries, that what we call reality may be a veil, and that behind it lies something far greater, a consciousness so vast and luminous that even the stars are but thoughts within its infinite dream. So tonight, as you drift into sleep, let his question echo softly in your heart. Am I awake or am I dreaming? And then let go of the need to answer. Because perhaps in the deepest stillness of your being, you'll realize that the question itself is part of the dream, and that the dream is divine. Sleep peacefully, dream deeply, and awaken gently to the wonder that you and everything you've ever known are part of the same mysterious, eternal awakening. If this reflection has touched something deep within you, take a moment to breathe and carry its stillness into your dreams tonight. For more journeys into truth, consciousness, and awakening, subscribe to Truthfully Free, where every question leads you closer to the freedom within.